Hey everybody, welcome to video 1. We're going to talk a little bit about learning proper dexterity in our hands so we don't develop bad habits, how to put our hand on the guitar, go through exercise 1, and there's all kinds of exercise videos to develop how to change properly by only moving fingers with all these different strategies that I've built over the years of teaching since 1997, getting people started. I didn't see much online, so I thought I would try to develop something that would work well for everybody to learn. So the first exercise would start with finger 3. This is finger 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll just call our thumb as a thumb. And we'll start finger 1 would be for fret 1, which is all from this piece of plastic here that we call a nut. This is our fret wire. All that wood there is fret 1, but we're going to play on the bottom string, which is string 1. We count from the bottom up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And finger 2 will get ready over fret 2, and 3 will get ready over 3. Now when I say ready, usually sometimes when I tell my students that, their fingers are actually on the string. But what you want them to be is just ready over top like that, and train them like that. The other thing that I find very hard with when I first start teaching beginners is that they like, you're trying to get enough pressure to push that finger in by using the palm of your hand. That's not how we kind of develop our hand, and if you have, you should probably come back and start to relearn before you develop a really bad habit that causes you troubles down the road. And most students will complain about this. They'll say, oh, it's really hard. And I go, well, what's even harder is when you try to play chords like this and you can't hear them after, and your hand automatically does that now because you've trained it that. So try not to develop bad habits. The other thing is how you hold your pick. You should curl your finger in like that. These fingers stay up. And the side of your pick sits on the side of your finger, not on the pad. Your thumb comes down, and make sure you see your knuckle when you hold your pick, not that you're holding it like this. So knuckle would be up, and then when you hold your pick, you want it to come down on the edge and just slightly over the top of the strings, okay? So this is video 1 of many videos on learning how to make the change. By the time you get to video 8, there's a couple songs there that you can play after you develop all these changes. One is learning how to get in on a little bit of Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama. Starts off with a simple version and then gets more complicated as we go, adding all the riffs and licks in, and gives you something to develop every day. So we would start off here, thumb on the back, push our wrist forward nice and relaxed, bring our fingers over each fret, and try to get finger 3 to sit right on its tip on fret 3, while 1 and 2 are ready over frets 1 and 2. Now when I show students this, usually they're trying to adjust their hand by adjust their fingers by using their hand and moving it around, trying to get these guys to line up. Basically what it is, these fingers are way out here right now, so you just want to pull them in like that and keep them ready like that while your hand just sits there. And my hand is more towards my tuning keys, it's not this way. So my wrist is more back this way. So if we started here and we'd have our pick ready on string 4, because we always count from the bottom up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we start nice and light. We never strum hard. We have to press hard with our left hand to get the sound of the string. And we have to strum softly with our right hand. So our brain's kind of got to do two things. Not put so much pressure here, put lots of pressure here. You might find that you have pressure on both when you start. It's something you have to work at. Sometimes it's nice just to work the frets and move the fingers first and teach them and count in 4. So you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. If you can get them moving good back and forth, the hardest part is keeping the pressure there so the string rings. So maybe you could pick it now and go 1, make sure it stays ringing, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Notice how finger 3 is ready. 3, 4, and 1. 2. Sometimes it's nice to go slower. 3. So you have more time to make the change. 4 and 1. Now notice when I'm changing, this finger's going down before this one comes off, so the note stays ringing. And then you get that, trying to keep it ringing. 2. So great exercise again, counting to 4. And as you say and, try to make your change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. I can remember doing this exercise when I was really young, and it was hard. So, I mean, it's a build up of time to build dexterity in days. You don't just get to go to a gym and start bench pressing, 150 pounds, you've never been there. But with guitar, it works out the same. We have to practice slow and get our fingers strong, the muscles in our fingers and our hands and calluses on our fingertips, and learn to strum nice and light. If you got that going pretty good where they'll ring for you nice like that, then you could try strumming from the 4th string down and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Notice how my fingers are ready. 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1. Now I like to strum for a while, at least a good 3 minutes with you guys. So I'm going to strum it out for 3 minutes while you try to stick with me once you get the move, so that you learn to stay in time. Learning to stay in time requires turning on a metronome and counting in 4. So I'll do that now, and we'll work with a metronome. Nice and slow, though. I start basically on the very first one. So it's pretty slow. And I'd count us in. It would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1, 2. That's pretty fast. 3, 4, and 1. Because it's a change between the chords that's hard. 4, and 1. Notice how it beeps as I hit, as I strum. 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. If you can keep up to that, that's awesome. 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Now the whole idea is keeping your fingers ready, right? Concentrating. 4, and 1. Not letting them do that. 2. Not letting him do that, but ready. 4, and 1, 2. Look at finger 3, staying close and ready. 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. If that was the end of a song in the studio, that's what we'd be doing, letting that guitar ring right till it stops. So that's video lesson 1 for beginners who are just starting. If you found that easy, like I said, and you're a bit advanced, as long as you got your technique good and your wrist is down and you've taught fingers just to move, then I would move on. If you taught yourself to play a lot like this, I would get back to exercise 1 and start reworking from video 1 all the way to 8 before you waste too much of your time and find out, oh wow, I can't play like this anymore. Yes, we do play like that when we're doing solos, like something like... See, when I have to bend up strings, then I need lots of power there. But I'm only needing that one note. When I play chords, we need to hear them all ringing, and if I'm like this, we're choking a lot of the strings out, and we don't even realize it when we first start. Alright, I hope that first video lesson gave you lots of insight. It takes time to learn guitar. I started at 8 years old. I won't tell you how old I am, but I am over my 40s, that's for sure. And been playing a long time and love it. I look forward to it every day. There's always something new to learn. And those are the exercises. Keep your guitar close by a chair. You can practice them while commercials are on TV. And basically just doing this so you're not interrupting anybody else by making noise. And just sitting there and keeping your hand the way I taught you so that you have your lots of room here. Think of this as like a backward C shape. And we're just basically toggling our fingers back and forth, and we're not doing any of this stuff. Right? Just finger movements for now, everybody. Alright, I hope this helped you. If it was too easy, like I said, go look at the rest of the videos. There's tons of chord changes there. It's called Making the Change. Bye for now.